So the daughter of former President Jacob Zuma, Dudu Zuma-Sambudla, is currently facing trial in the High Court in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal.
The findings were that she was not part of the conspiracy.
You know, it's funny how these controversial figures in our country specifically always find a way to be in the spotlight. They're always in the spotlight, whether it be themselves for doing something stupid or for past crimes and crimes that may arise, or it's their kids doing stupid stuff. Not that this was particularly stupid, judging by the fact that this happened a while ago, like in 2021. But yeah, I always found that funny. The core of the case revolves around her alleged role in inciting the devastating riots of July 2021. You all remember the looting. I'm gonna try and see if I can find some clips to sort of remind y'all what happened, bro.
Okay, let's go.
That was the funniest time in South Africa, bro. The funniest, bro. I remember seeing funniest clips of this dude. This dude, I think it was in news. I don't know if it was ENCA or ETV, but this guy was trying to fit a plasma into his Tez, small Toyota car. This other dude actually robbed a butchery. He looted a butchery, and he took a whole, you know what I mean? There's also jokes about how someone stole a TV. The ones that use it, these fast food restaurants, turned it on and all you could see was the menu, KFC. It was a funny time in South Africa, bro. But let's try to recall the context of this whole unrest, right? The riots erupted shortly after Zuma was incarcerated for contempt of court. He had refused to appear before the Zondo Commission inquiry into the state of capture. Another example of how these people are able to avoid consequences. The violence, looting and arson primarily affected parts of KZN and Gauteng, but it's regarded as the worst episode of domestic unrest since the end of apartheid, as most people like to say.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar.
So what basically happened is 350 people were killed, and the damage to property and infrastructure was around 50 billion rands. Crazy. Dudu Zila faces charges, three main charges. Charges of incitement to commit terrorism, incitement to commit public violence, violation of the Riotous Assemblies Act. But here's an interesting fact. It's not, bro, this is mind-blowing. 2021 and it's only being brought up right now. This trial is considered to be the first prosecution in South Africa in which terrorism-related charges are being brought based primarily on social media posts. I guess I should be careful, or we should all be careful of what we post, because you never know when they're going to use it against you. I mean, we've seen this in the past before. We've seen them use it against Andrew Tate. We've seen them use it against the speak people Trump. We've seen them use it against the owner of whatever. It's a known fact. But I mean, I'm just concerned about where we're going as a country. If you can say something now, freedom of speech, and then pay for it later. You know, I watched another clip. Apparently, it was one African leader. I don't know from which country. But like, apparently they made a movie about him. Something Scotland. Is it The Last Kingdom of Scotland? I don't know what movie it was. I should watch it. I should check it out. But this dude said something very, very interesting. He said, what did he say? I forgot. I'm going to try and paraphrase. I'm going to paraphrase it right now, right? Yes, there's freedom of speech, but I can't promise you freedom after speech. You know what I mean? And it's literally the world we're living in today. Think of how social media is shaped now. And not only by elites or these controlling figures, man. I'm just like, think about the stuff you could say online and get bashed for by fellow human beings. You know what I'm talking about? Think about the regulations that are coming into place, especially in China. The state is focusing on posts she made on X or Twitter. Posts that were made with images of the unrest and captions such as, "We see you." Senior state advocate Yuri Gangai stated that this case is about the, quote, power of words. They argue that she understood the volatile situation and chose to fuel the chaos. And she pleaded not guilty to all charges. We live in a world where there's this facade that you are free to say whatever you feel like, but we can't promise that you're going to be free after saying those stuff. We live in a world where you can say a whole lot of BS at whatever age, 10 years, 15, or 5 years ago, judging by when the internet came into existence. But those same things can be used against you in the future. Is it Ronaldo host when he allegedly went on a rant on an old video, some racial slurs and stuff like that? Then I was reading through the comments, and it seems as if that video, the video that is resurfaced now, was heavily edited and taken out of context. But I feel like that's another example of how the internet doesn't forget. You know what I mean? It's funny. I find it funny. It's actually frightening. You know what I mean? Because it's gotten to the point where they can use almost anything, especially now with AI and the deepfakes. They can literally take your face, bro, and use an AI model to make you say stuff that you've never said before. And the world and human beings are so fucked and such sheeps. They'll believe whatever is on the internet. Sometimes, I don't blame our elders for this, but like, I look at how vulnerable they are. You know what I'm saying? I'll be literally paying attention. Like, I'll be doing my shit too, editing and stuff like that. And I'll be paying attention to the stuff they watch online. And they'll come across a bunch of AI videos. And out of their good hearts, they'll call us and be like, look at this, this is currently what's happening, I actually saw a video, an AI video of a witch. So I'm guessing some African dude reimagined a myth or witchcraft and put that shit into an AI model, an AI prompt, and he created this. And it's like, yeah, look at what's happening in West Africa, and you know what I'm saying? Like, look at how they're making fake eggs, and you can tell it's AI. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's out of a good place, but like, our elders are very vulnerable. I think we're living in a world where misinformation is going to be more powerful than information. That ties back to a movie I'm supposed to watch. I don't want to watch it. Actually, I do. I'm not lying. I do. I want to comment on it. The G20 movie. I didn't hear about this until like a few weeks ago. And it's funny. It's funny because I said, not that it's the truth, but I said that what Trump is doing now, whether it be good or bad, to be honest, bro. Okay, I don't want to get into that one, but like whatever he's doing now is almost like a sign as to, if you look back to tariffs, and it could be from, okay, whatever. You look at the tariffs and, boycotting G20, he's probably going to kick us out of G20 next. I don't know if that's even possible. I said it's not possible, but like, they have their ways. It's funny how it's like he wants to take us to war, and then I come across a movie where there was terrorists, G20 in South Africa, in that movie. It's not a conspiracy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying. It's funny.